This is Kenjin. I come to you from Rajili Kent, also known as Alpha Centauri. I'm in a conference. I understand that you wanted to speak to me. The information from this conference is important.
I'm not sure why you were being called forward. Several have been asking for you. I know, Sabrina, do you have, are you handy?
Is there a reason? Did they think that I had a message for them? I do have one message, and that is this council that I am representing or speaking at is bringing together 7 different councils. They are very concerned about the treatment of the hybrid children because many were not given permission to have hybrid children. It is about these kinds of facts, and as I am understanding, things are being changed. However, at the present time, there are other species that are not cooperating with the hybridization programs, and therefore this is a concern, because although Girk Fitneer is doing their best to connect all the dots, so to speak, there are other species that are randomly taking specimens still. The Galactic Federation will be stopping them when caught. However, they have not all been caught at this time. Penalties will be severe. They will not be able to enter Earth atmosphere, and some will be kicked away from the solar system. Put away from, I don't know what the word put away from the solar system. But it will be a time where things must be integral, especially with the hybridization programs, and the abductions must stop completely. Now, another thing that is being discussed at this council is the first contact. There is some concern that there are several different ideas of how to contact the Earth initially in a friendly and beautiful way, but no one seems to agree what that is. The only thing that there is in agreement is that there must be humans that come along with the aliens species to help to break the fear patterns. But it is not going to result in a peaceful and most loving first contact as far as most species are concerned. They feel that there is still going to be fearful and traumatic outcomes. One outcome is that the religions of the world, which they are concerned about anyway, will not come into agreement with having them around, seeing them as a negative energy, destroying their belief system. And so therefore this has to be met ahead of time before first contact comes. This information that aliens are not evil or not there to destroy anything must be brought about in a way that all can understand. At this point, that has not been done. There have been some inroads made, but they are not complete, and they are not strong enough to handle a first contact event. So therefore, the discussions here with the 7 councils have been very strong. Are there questions?
Yes. Hello, Your Majesty. How are you? This is Shir.
Shir. Continue.
First of all, I would like to come with you if you're going to come to the Earth. I'm volunteering gladly to do so.
Very well. That will be helpful. Human involvement is needed. We have many that have volunteered to come with us, and many are qualified. But that is not the main issue. Right now, the main issue is the belief systems of your planet, the fear connotations. I'm not sure if that's the right word. They are very fearful of any outsiders coming to the planet. They fear that they are there to take over or invade or destroy something personal to them. This is not any of our goals, as you know, except for some of the negative non-humanoids. There are a couple humanoids also that are not so good either, but they are not involved at the moment. But we are not coming to do anything of that sort. But the very fact that we will be arriving at some point will cause damage to belief systems, will cause fear, and will cause problems. But it must happen at some point so that things can move forward. In time, it will be learned who we really are and what we really want. And that is your friendship and your involvement in the galactic works. We will be trading, and we will be just a part of your everyday lives, as it were. We are not here to take over your governments. We are not here to make our beliefs your beliefs. No, we are just here to be your neighbors, your friends, your allies. So, First Contact is a very big concern, and they are very worried that it could affect the timeline in negative ways. We are working on how this can be done without negative results. It is so much a part of change that negativity and positivity are experienced during strong changes in cultural and world events. You understand what I'm saying? There can be very positive changes and very negative changes also because of belief systems and understandings and suspicions, doubts, and all of these things. The information can never be given clearly enough to make everyone believe the same way. And it never can be that way because each individual is unique. So therefore, we are working on the best scenario. And we know that Girk Fitneer is working with this also. The results of these councils will be given to many of the other alliances that are around and are working with Girk Fitneer and their other friends. Let's say that. Are there any questions?
Yeah, it's not really a question, though, it's more of a statement.
Continue.
Well, I just want to say, I send you my love, brother Kenjin. You are probably like, so busy that you probably like didn't pick up on it, but I just actually wanted to apologize to you because when I was at that council meeting, the thing that I done, it wasn't really me. So I just wanted to kind of just say, like, sorry.
We detected who it was, and we know who you are. So no apology is necessary. You are fine. We appreciate that you want all to be well, and that is what it will be. Thank you for your concern.
Thank you for forgiving me because, like, I hope everyone realized at that meeting that's not the way the majority of humanity acts.
I understand. We are well aware of who you are and your wisdom, and that you are someone of great value. We do not hold anything against you, and we knew that it was not you.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to like apologize to you, like talking through a conduit, because it just makes me feel that bit much better, because like I knew it wasn't me, and it was explained to me, and I just like I feel like I should be punished somehow, because when I'm
It is
on a new
already
planet.
forgotten. Do not
Yeah.
worry about it any longer. It is forgotten and erased. Continue, and you are going to rise up even stronger. So thank you for your apology, but it is all been stricken from the record, and you are forgiven.
uh, Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. That does.
Very well. Are there any other questions?
Hello, Kenjin. This is Sabrina.
Yes.
Hi. I have a
Hello.
few questions on what you spoke of. First of all, about the hybrid children that are brought to Erra. Um, how is that handled in terms of making sure that the children are being well cared for and that their emotional side it's being addressed and all of these matters? I know
They
it's
are with their parents. Some may work during the day, but they will go to some places called nurseries. And they will only stay there for only several hours a day. And their parents will take care of them when they are available. Sometimes only one parent is available, just like on your planet. However, they are very well kept. Girk Fitneer is the manager of all these different nurseries. I may be the king of the planet, but I've given them jurisdiction over the hybridization program and the children that are here. And so they look in on these programs and make sure they're running properly. I myself have looked in on these programs and found them to be most beautiful in many ways. The parents that they have chosen for these children are very responsive and very beautiful. So you need not worry about that. They are being taken care of and educated in a very wonderful way. I myself have written up a couple different curriculums about the history of Erra, and also adding to that, we have also added courses with the hybridization children, courses on history of Earth from their section of from where their parents are from in the Earth realm.
okay. What happened with the colonies that you had?
They're still working, but they are more exclusive. We made an agreement with Girk Fitneer that our colonies would only take certain people. The the ones that are asking for specific training and specific um, knowledges. And so therefore our colonies are not a shadow colony any longer. They are more exclusive in the sense that they do different kinds of training other than just the telepathic and the channeling, and there is no video colony on our we have no video colony. We do have some exercise and health colonies, but there's fewer of them, and they are more specified to more specific training. If you would like to know what those trainings are, I could give you a list of them later.
Okay.
They are not secret.
All right.
But there are not everyone is permitted to go there, because not everyone has a vibration high enough to enter this level of training. We are basically the higher educational form of the colonies.
All right. And then on the note of first contact, um, what was the feeling of the other members in the group in terms, because I understand the issue with the religious people, but as you said, I don't know that we can't
I
change
under
them. So how do we work around that?
well, at this point, I can give you the consensus of some of the people in the council. There are 7 councils, and there's quite a few in each council. But there is one particular council that says there will never be enough time to give your people enough time to accept all things. Go in now and have it change immediately, and have it all do what it's going to do right away, because the sooner the better. Now, there are other people in other councils that agree with that, and that seems to be the strongest view at this time. Just go in and have first contact. However, the only problem with that scenario is that your governments, have got to have a heads up on that. And if they do not agree with it and we do it anyway, there will be trouble. So that scenario seems the most logical, however, compared to the other different ones, as waiting and trying to educate. It could be a century before your people are ready by education. So it is not logical that some of these other scenarios are even looked at. But this one, the direct approach, is actually most logical, but yet there are still many arguments against it.
Okay. Now on that note, couldn't it be done and it be restricted to only certain countries that would agree to it, and the other countries would have to agree that, okay, we will stay hands off, just don't come here. And then the countries that agree with it, if people want to go there to meet with the aliens, they can.
Yes, we have discussed that as well. There are certain countries that are open to an alien first contact. And we see that that could be a possibility, a way to get around some of the hostility. However, with the knowledge that we have, is that these aliens would be attacked from other countries. And so that we have to make sure that that does not happen. We can stop it, but the way that we would stop it would not be acceptable to some of the protocols of your people.
Okay. Now, how does that take into account the ETs that don't want this to happen?
Oh, they are always been there forever, and therefore they will try to stop us. But we are more powerful, and these councils have the means by which to overcome them, at least at this point, as far as our intelligence is concerned about these particular species. Yes, they are advanced from human standards, but they are not advanced from all standards.
Okay, because, you know, as I understand it, they are also influencing some of the politicians. So in other words, you might never get them all to agree to this.
Yes, that is true. That is part of all the conversation that is here. There are so many bits and pieces of conversation that move directly into your world that it is hard to cover them all in one sitting. It's taken days for us to get over the material that we have done so far, and there's still very little agreement about what should be done about several different things. We've had to move on just to cover the material and give people time to think about the subjects that have been brought up. There's only been a couple things that actually the councils have agreed on. So it is a very dire situation in some ways. We must make some decisions rather quickly, but we do not want to be uneducated or unprepared for the response.
Yeah, because I would think that at some point you gotta have, you make a decision and then you have a backup plan. So should X or Y
Well,
happen.
there is a backup plan, but the thing is about a backup plan. Your countries also have backup plans. We're not sure what they are. What is your backup plan? If we come down to make first contact, what is your initial plan? And if we counteract that initial plan, what is your backup plan? And if it is something devastating, then we are not willing to take that chance. You could destroy yourself and your timeline.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, it is difficult because there are many variables here, many unknowns. So,
And very many, you have 3 very powerful secret societies on your planet. And they run much of the manipulation of your world and are in governments and high business and societies that are very influential. And so these also are a concern, not just the normal politics of your world and the normal everyday societal infractions and things of that nature, but also the secret societies that have power that reach beyond your planet, that are trying to stop these things from happening. What means of attack do they have? What we know some of them, but it's questionable that we know everything about them. We would like to learn more before we do anything, and there has been forthcoming information about some of them that has been very helpful, but we cannot share that, of course. But we do want to share that the more we learn about the secret societies of your planet, the better off we are as well.
okay, so if there was one thing that would help sway things in one direction or another, or a particular country agreeing to it, what would it be?
The one thing that affects our whole procedures, all the way that we're moving, is your timeline. It is possible that if we move just a fraction too soon or a fraction too late, the timeline could be in question, and that is not acceptable.
Your Majesty, if you will come and tell the people that the existence of extraterrestrials doesn't mean that God doesn't exist, because even according to the Bible and some people from the church, they are saying God made everything and it's very possible to have another life out there. So if you use their weapon against them, sort of speaking, that could help.
For the last 50 years, your media has portrayed aliens as evil attackers and malevolent beings. It is hard to dissuade that focus in just a few words, or by letting them know that we believe in God. They may not even believe that. They believe that we are manipulative and that we will say anything to get what we want, because that's what humans are like. And so
Yes.
that's what they think we are going to be like. And so therefore, getting around those particular aspects of humanity is not going to be easy.
I see, but this is the only thing that's stopping you, or this is only one factor? It's not
It's
a
only
big
one factor, yes. The religious portion is only one factor. It makes up about 32% of our concern,
so
which
it's a
is that there is much more concerns than just the religious. And because your planet is covered with mostly a one God belief system, as in Christianity and Muslim and Jewish traditions, that makes up most of religious beliefs on your planet. And that is a one God format. So they would be the ones that we would have to deal with.
I see. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kenjin, for answering my questions. I think that was very helpful, and I think it helps humans to be aware that these councils, these meetings are being done, and what is happening in there. Because I think a lot of times we go out without knowing all of this, and that you're trying to come up with a solution for this. So it would be helpful if maybe every so often, couple of months, you could give us an update on what is happening with this.
It will be done then. If you would like to be put in communication with these thought processes.
Yeah.
There is not a meeting every month, though. This is one of a quarterly meeting that happens every 3 of your Earth months. But actually, it's more like 3.5 of your Earth months.
Yeah, so even if...
So therefore, it does not happen. Getting this many people together is not easy. There are 7 councils from 7 different areas. Some are from Sirius, some are Pleiadian. You understand. They come from different areas, and we meet in Alpha Centauri, or Regili Kent, as some prefer. So therefore, we are from all over the galaxy, and in some of these councils, there are people from even other galaxies looking in on this. So it is a big and very important informational exchange.
Okay, yeah, because it is helpful. So if, I mean, if you would, whatever you can, give me the information, I could pass it on, or if you could come, however you want to do it would be fine, just so that we have the awareness that this is happening, and we know we're...
Very well.
I also wanted
There is a question. Oh,
just say hello
continue.
from Lainey, and that she has sent you a message. That was my last statement.
Greetings and I am very grateful that you have sent it along. And yes, I will be in contact with her.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. I channeled somebody from a council a couple days ago. They didn't say who they were or where they were from. I'm just wondering if you have any, if you know who it was.
Were they from these councils?
I don't know. He just said he was from the council.
I believe that the councils, there are 7 councils here. And if he is from the council, then perhaps he is speaking at large about the councils altogether. I will find out for you, but I do not know at this moment who that is.
Thank you.
You are welcome. It is time for me to return. I am one of the main speakers at these councils, and I preside on 3 different days, and tomorrow is one of these days, and I must prepare for it.
Okay, we did have one more question. If you don't have time, that's okay.
No, continue. I will answer one more.
Okay, Neil, go ahead.
Neil, I do not hear you.
Okay, something must have happened with his microphone. Sorry
We will
for
speak
that.
later. It was
Okay.
probably a necessity to block him. Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you for coming today. Thank you for the information. And thank you for blessing us with your presence. We so appreciate all your time and patience. Much love.
Thank you. Anani Kokosha.